the tier list, EU4 tier list. This is gonna be a completely biased tier list. I also don't think I have enough hours in this game to really tell you what's the best and what's not. But if you listen, you know, and if you like this, you like this. So there are ideas I haven't even used, but you know, I'm gonna rank this anyway because there are some ideas that I absolutely love. And you know, if everybody like is bringing their opinions, I might as well bring mine. You know, bringing opinions is free. First one will be the administrative ideas. Administrative ideas. Basically you need administrative ideas to get yourself going if you want to blow up, so that one is needed. Do you need it in all of the playthroughs? No, you don't need all of them. I really often don't care about them. However, it is so much needed if you want to blow up. Like if you want to blow up without administrative ideas, it will not work. So where would I put the administrative ideas? I would put them in the S tier. You need those ideas to expand. Without them, you cannot expand as much. You are gonna have like demodifiers that are gonna just like frig you up, you know. It's not good. So you need those ideas. Do I like them? Honestly, myself, you know, I don't really care that much for them. But they are good. They're going into the S tier. So next ones. Aristocratic ideas. I will tell you immediately, I have no right to speak about aristocratic ideas because I have never used them. They are for cavalry, and I am infantry and artillery guy, okay? Especially infantry, I like them most, but you know, they give you some good bonuses to cavalry for the most part. However, they also give you different things. So cavalry combat ability plus 15, you know, development cost national manpower, okay, that's pretty good. Cavalry cost, cavalry to infantry ratio, yearly army tradition, okay, and army decay. Diplomats, general costs, okay. Unjustified demands, cost to fabricate claims, that's pretty good. And monthly automatic change and absolutism. And also it gives you leader siege and noble loyalty. So where would I put aristocratic ideas? I have never used aristocratic ideas myself, but I would put them like in a B. Let's put it in B. It really has some good modifiers like manpower, that's good. Siege ability for leaders, that's good. Core creation cost and unlawful demands, that's also pretty good. So yeah, I will put it in B tier, maybe in C tier, I don't know. But I will be a good person, I will put it in B tier for all you aristocratic ideas fans, okay? I will not be that bad. So next up are defensive ideas. And defensive ideas, I like them, they are not bad. Do people take them often? No, because people like to be like offensive, you know, going to the offense, take lands and all this stuff. But if you play tall, those ideas are really good, and there are some nations that can use it, just like aristocratic ideas. Army tradition from battles plus 100, okay. Military morale of armies in early game, that's very good. Improved maneuver, land maintenance and regiment manpower usage. I actually don't know how that works, so I will not play smart here. Fort maintenance and fort defense, okay, that's good. Reinforced speed and garrison size. So, you know, defensive, basic, you know, the defensive ideas are defensive, you know, and then attrition for enemies and max hostile attrition. Purely defensive because those are defensive ideas, you know. So, where will I put defensive ideas? I will put them in the B tier, and I will just put aristocratic here in the C tier, in my opinion. Defensive ideas. The defensive idea, they give you enough of good stuff to really be worth it to take them. When I went with Prussian campaign, you know, I took offensive, I took quality. I didn't want to go with quantity, so I just went with defensive, and I got both the best offense and defense in the game, you know. But you know, there are ideas that are better, but still this one, if you really don't want to like expand anymore, you just want to like chill, go with those ideas. They are pretty good for that. So now for the diplomatic ideas. Diplomatic ideas, I think diplomatic ideas, like in my opinion, they are A tier. They are very good, but many people like them, and I understand why they like it. I will put them in the S tier here. Why do I put them in the S tier? Well, it's simple. If you want to do a lot of diplomacy, You know, you don't want to like play with vassals and influence, espionage, you just want strong alliances. You go with the diplomatic ideas, you can go wrong. Plus 1 diplomats, the advisor cost, minus 25% for diplomatic, great. Diplomatic relation, diplomats again, and improve relations. Diplomatic reputation, province war cost score, minus 20%, and diplomatic technology. And, you know, lowered impact from diplomatic actions. You get 2 additional diplomats, relations, and, you know, province war cost, and this sounds pretty good to me. Like, I don't go with them. I like to go into influence or espionage because that also gives diplomats and gives other things I want. But this is solid, you know. This is solid. This is very solid. Diplomatic ideas are very good. It's just not for my style of play. Next up, economic ideas. And whoops, economic ideas. Economic is just economic. If you want more money, but you don't have diplomatic points, but you have more administrative points, you go with economic ideas. Do I think it is the best? No, I just, for example, I don't play like with trade at all. Economic, yeah, it is pretty good. Is it S tier? I don't know, man. You can take more better stuff instead of it, but it's still good, you know, it's still good. National tax plus 15%, always good. National bank, yearly inflation reduction. If that's your fetish, that's not good for you, but you know, it's good for the economy. Merchant plus 1, okay. Again, inflation reduction from loan repayment. Gold depletion chance modifier, minus 25%, okay. Interest, minus 50. Land maintenance modifier, okay. And development from manufacturers and production efficiency, plus 10. And then you get goods produced. Where will I put this? I think I will put economic ideas into A tier. I don't really play with them. In my opinion, it's not that great. There are better things like religious, for example, and innovative that you can go with, but it's still solid, you know, it's still solid. You don't really need it like administrative ideas if you, for example, do a lot of expansion, but you know, it is good. It is good. Like you can choose better, but it is not a bad choice. So next up, expansion ideas. Expansion ideas are basically that, expansion, you know, you get 1 colonist from it, a merchant, that's good. Global settler increase, okay. Global tariffs, envoy travel time, that's good. Diplomats, again, not again, that was colonists, sorry. Reduced desire, you know, reduced desire. Liberty desire, my man. And then colonist again. And then global trade power. I will put this idea, I will put expansion into the A tier. Why? For expansion, for colonies, this one is S tier, okay? You just get so much bonuses if it comes to, you know, making colonies, just expanding, you know. You also minimum autonomy in territories, minus 10. Forgot about that. You just get so many bonuses. You get 2 colonists, you get a merchant, you get a diplomat, and you get other bonuses. It is good for expansion of your colonies. It is the best choice you can make. But however, you will have to go with exploration, because if you go only with this, it's not really worth it, you know. It's not really worth it, because if you just go with this expansion, there are people already with colonies there. They went with exploration, they went with expansion, so you will always be late. That's why, because it needs exploration ideas, you know, it's just not for me, you know. That's why I put it in A, but combined with exploration, it's S tier. And now for exploration, right after that, you can begin exploring with this, and you get a colonist, colonial range plus 50%. You need this, like this, you need this. Global settler increase, you need this. Trade company, investment cost and governing cost, minus 10%. Settler chance plus 10. Global empire, treasure fleet income, naval force limit, and then also you can fabricate claims overseas in colonial regions. So, exploration ideas. For me, I don't like it. For me, it's B tier. I don't play with exploration like many times. I only got like 1 playthrough that I went with colonies and freaking Portugal. Also, the idea of exploration, you are not gonna go far with it, because Portugal fucking exists. And you know, Portugal basically in this game, in the history, they split the world between Portugal and Spain. In EU4, Portugal just says, fuck this, everything belongs to me. I don't like Portugal that much in this game, and you know, like, I don't go with this. I don't like colonies, I don't like to be like in 500 different places. However, for for making colonies, for making a colonial empire, you need this. Because of my bias, once again, because of my bias, I'm putting this into A tier. You are basically forced to have it if you want to go for colonies, but I don't like it that much. So A tier. Also, I think that what you can do with, for example, expansion, you can use lots of those colonists later and stuff like that, but like exploration, it's not that useful later when everything is taken, you know. So yeah, let's just go with the next one, man. So I will skip this one, I will take this one later. Now with the humanist ideas. In my opinion, it is A tier. Why do I say it's A tier? Because, like, if you want to expand in Europe, for example, and Protestants, they don't like blow up, you know, like much, and everything is basically Catholic. If you want to like chill in the same, in like an area that there is one religion, but you want to blob into that place, then Humanist is S tier. Because it just gives you so much, you know, national unrest, religious harmonization speed, years of separatism, you know, tolerance of heretics, max promoted cultures, humanist tolerance, you know, like benevolence and tolerance. You know what, humanist bros? You know what? And also idea cosmostan. You know what, humanist idea guys? You know what? I'm gonna be good to you. I'm gonna put it in the S tier. Or no, I'm gonna be bad to you. I'm putting this into the A tier. It can be very good. It can be very good. I played, for example, Poland. I just didn't go with religious ideas at all. I just went with humanist ideas, and it is great. It is great. However, it doesn't give you any casus belli like the religious ideas. So I think religious is also gonna go into A tier. But you know, this one, it is good. I understand why people will put it into S tier. I understand, but in as many playthroughs as I had with humanist ideas, I went with it only once, and it was great. It was great. Like, rebellions didn't happen like at all, bro. That's great. If you don't want to go and deal with rebellions, you go with humanist ideas. However, I just found other things to be more important to me, so I went with something else always. But you know, it is still very strong choice. It goes into the A tier. So influence. Where will I put influence? Influence. If you want to go into a vassal playthrough, you need influence. I like to play with vassals. I like to use them to also expand. Income from vassals 25%, liberty desire in subjects, vassal contribution, diplomatic annexation cost. That's good. That's good. Buffer states, diplomatic relations +1, diplomatic reputation +2, postal service, envoy travel time, and liberty desire -10. Vassal force limit contribution, and then unjustified demands 50%. I warned you that this is a biased tier list, and it is. It is biased. It goes right into S tier. I love these ideas. I just love them. I play with marches so many times. In my playthrough with Poland, I just went and released, like, I took like Leash, if I remember correctly, and Trier, and I just made both of those nations like big and made them my marches. And you know, Germany here was basically stuck between me with like 800k and my marches here, like with, I don't remember how many troops exactly, but it was great, you know. Basically, influence, you want to like make more vassals, make more marches, and with that, you basically make yourself allies that will never leave you. You know, they will not dishonor the alliance as long as the liberty desire is down. But yeah, basically with these ideas, you make yourself allies that will not abandon you. And I think that's great. So yeah, in my opinion, goes into S tier. Next, innovative ideas. Is innovative ideas really a question? It goes right into the S tier. Let's not lie, it is great. Prestige decay, innovators gain, technology cost, institution embracement cost, possible advisors, institution spread +25%, monthly war exhaustion, monthly splendor, free policies, advisor cost -25%. It is meta to take innovative ideas. I don't like to play meta, that's why I go often with something different. But innovative ideas, it just works so well with everything else. Like, basically, this is your buffer. It buffs everything, every other idea groups. It buffs you to get technologies. It gives you, it lowers the cost of advisors. It's just goated. It goes right into the S tier. EU4 fans, they know why it's so good. It's just goated, you know. Maritime ideas, mid trash. Okay, trade range, navy tradition for protecting trade, okay, that's fine, you know, national sailors, okay, marines force limit 25%, global ship repair, sailors maintenance, naval force limit, ship trade power, ship cost, global naval engagement, blockade efficiency, privateer efficiency, fleet movement speed. Mid, these games, they don't care about naval warfare at all, or just like way less than land warfare. Also, you can't like live on the sea as well as you live on land, you know. Well, there are some people who do, but you understand what I mean. Maritime ideas, D tier. I never took these ideas. I never went with navy to do anything. I never went with it. If you play like England, yeah, you can go with it, or you know, Portugal, Castile, basically making colonies. But I feel it's just not that useful to me. I went with it once to get marines, you know, for the Prussia achievement. But I just feel it's trash. This game isn't doing enough to put me in a situation that I want to take, you know, like ships and make more of them and just have a big ass fleet. It doesn't like push me well enough into this. I feel all that has to do with navy is just a loss of time. Later I'm gonna speak about this with the other idea group, but you know, like if you want to go with, you know, some navy, you take another idea group for it. Another idea has both military and both naval. You don't go with this is useless. You can take, you know, trade ideas, they give you more trade. You can go with economics, you know, if you have more mana for administrative power. It's not worth it. Maritime ideas aren't worth it. Naval ideas, I will put it immediately into B tier. Why B tier? Why B tier? I don't play with navy, we don't play with navy. Most of the stuff is by land. We only use transport ships to get them onto islands or something like that, let's be real. And this focuses on the navy because it's a naval idea, you know, like naval leader shock, galley combat ability, you know, morale hit when losing a ship, yearly navy tradition, blockade, impact on siege, national sailors modifier, okay, sailors recovery speed, marines force limit, okay, that's good, heavy ship combat ability, ship durability, superior seamanship, morale of navies, and global naval engagement modifier, and then gives you naval barrage cost and ship disengagement chance plus 15%. Why is it B tier? Because it is the best for naval ideas. If you want to go for the naval ideas, just pure strong navy, you go with this. But people just don't play with navy. Let's be real here. You people who play with navy, you know, you love getting strong navies, play with them. You are in minority if it comes to this. And you know, it's not an attack. It's just honesty. That's how it works, you know. Naval ideas, they aren't that worth it because everything focuses on land. That's how it works. Next, offensive ideas, straight into S tier. If you want to expand, you need offensive ideas. If you don't want to go like for quality, quantity, or any of the other ones like aristocratic, you know, defensive, you go with offensive. You can't go wrong with this. Land leader shock, recruitment time, land leader fire, prestige from land battles, plus 100, siege ability plus 25%. That's great. That's also great for defense. If your purchases get taken over, then you just like go, you take back your forts immediately. Land force limit modifier, special unit cost modifier, and discipline. And recover morale speed, yeah. Discipline, you get delay, is the late game modifier, you get plus 5, that's great. And recovery, army morale is the modifier for the early game, you get both of them, that's huge. This siege ability, also great. Just all that offensive ideas give you is just great. It goes into the S tier, it's just absolutely fantastic. You can't go wrong with this. Quality ideas, S tier. Why? Because this is the idea tree that you go for if you want to go both for navy, both for army. It just works for both of them. Infantry combat ability plus 10%. Infantry is your main guys along siege, so that's great. Yearly army tradition, navy tradition, cavalry combat ability, good if you like cavalry. Ship durability, morale of navies, naval attrition, artillery combat ability. It just buffs all your units, buffs your whole navy, and then plus 5 discipline as well. Just straight into S tier. It's just great. I just love it. I just love it. It's absolutely fantastic in my opinion. You can't go wrong with it. Of course, I like offensive ideas more, but if you want more balanced, you know, more balanced playthrough, then you go with this. And you know, you can't go wrong with this because it gives you both the navy and gives you both navy and army. It gives you modifiers for that. It gives you discipline. You can't go wrong with this. You can't go wrong with this. It's just good. Quantity. If you want big armies, you go with this. National manpower modifier, manpower recovery, regiment cost, national supply limit, reinforced cost, land maintenance modifier, land attrition, and land force limit modifier with 33. S tier. Straight into S tier it goes. Great ideas. You can't go wrong with this. It is great. It doesn't like give you any like morale or anything, but this is quantity. You don't care about the quality of your troops. You just go into the amount of them. For blobbing, great. I don't even need to say anything more about this. People understand why it's so good. Basically, it depends on your playthrough if you take quality ideas or quantity. Many people take both of them. Hey, that's solid. You get best of the both worlds, you know. And the next one will be religious ideas, straight into A tier, I will say. Why A tier? I think it's the same like with Humanist. If you want to go like as a pope or some other nation and really go into the, for example, if you play out as Ottomans and you want to expand into Europe, you will take religious to do conversions and stuff like that. Missionary schools, missionaries, missionary maintenance cost, that's great. Manpower in true faith provinces, great. Missionary strength, yeah. Tolerance of true faith, okay. Inquisition, yearly papal influence, prestige from development, from missionary, religious tradition, opinion of countries, from the basically opinion of the same religion countries, and then, you know, a casus belli against other religions. You may say that S tier. It is. It can be S tier. Yeah. Also culture conversion cost minus 25% and clergy loyalty. You can say that it's S tier. If you want to expand into other religions, that's great. If you stay like in Europe or you stay Catholic, I don't think it's that strong if it comes to conversion, because you get the event, you know, like the Counter Reformation, and you get additional missionaries from that, and you're just chill. And I feel like what Humanist ideas gives you is the same, you know, thing basically. If you want, it's the same thing basically, you know. Here you just like convert everybody into your religion. Here you just like say, hey, we chill, bro. Can this be, is this S tier to many people? Yes. Do I understand why? Yes, I completely understand why it is. If you want to go for a religious playthrough, if you want like, you know, to look up to the Pope or something like that, or you want to like change your religion, it is great. It is great. It is a must-have. However, can you take other things if you want to expand? If you want to play tall, for example, yes, you can go with other things than this. That's why I put it into the A tier. Espionage ideas, A tier. Allows transfer subject peace treaty. No, I never used this peace treaty. I'll be honest with you. State propaganda, aggressive expansion, great. Spy network construction, plus 20, plus 50%, siege ability plus 10, diplomat advisor cost minus 15%, vetting, foreign spy detection, yearly corruption, minus 25, privateer efficiency, chance to capture enemy ship, blackmailing, vassalization acceptance, monthly favor growth modifier. S tier. S tier. I go with this one always instead of diplomatic ideas, because I get what I want. Basically, if I go with espionage, I often go with influence as well, and just both of those ideas give me what more than diplomatic ideas alone, and I just like it. And also you can stack all these three ideas together and just, oh my god, it's so good. But I just love it. It gives me exactly what I want. It gives me minus advisor cost, okay. Yeah, rebel support efficiency plus 100 and spy action modifier minus 25%. Forgot about that, but it gives me what, but I don't care about that. Advisor cost minus 15%, diplomats plus 1, okay. Vassalization acceptance, I like to play with vassals, yeah. Privateer efficiency, I don't go with privateers that much, so yeah, it's not that good. Spy network construction and siege ability. This is what I love the most. Sieging and constructing more claims. So this gives me, oh, and also aggressive expansion. We don't like aggressive expansion. We want to expand as much as we want. We don't like when people care. All those things are just great. I just love these ideas. It's goated. It's absolutely goated. I love it. What the fuck are mercenary ideas on this? Well, this tier list is missing some icons. Well, that's just wonderful. So where will I put the mercenary ideas? It goes into S tier, like mercenary cost minus 25%, military advisor cost minus 25%, expanded contract, you know, mercenary maintenance minus 25%, nation of war, military technology cost minus 10%, benefits from mercenaries, war taxes cost minus 50%, we don't care about that much, mercenary leader army traditional modifier plus 50, infantry compatibility plus 10, mercenary manpower, and then possible, I can't fucking read this word, plus 100, and mercenary discipline. Discipline is good. Why do I love mercenaries so much? Because they literally are. Look at my manpower. How much manpower do I have? As Austria, I have 66, okay? However, as other nations, for example, as Bohemia, I would have like 30k or something like that. Let's say I grab like a mercenary independent army. They have 27. I have 10. I will probably go into war like with 20k. These guys, they have like 1/3 manpower of a nation. 1/3 of manpower of a nation has one mercenary army, and each mercenary army has their own manpower pool. Basically, by using mercenaries, you never use your own manpower, and they have so much manpower you just don't care. You just don't care. The only problem that mercenaries have is that they don't have a lot of cannons. That's the only problem. If you could in this game create your own mercenary companies, I don't know how it will work, but you could make them, then that would be absolutely crazy. Think about it. You just make yourself a ton of mercenary companies with siege, and that will be just absolutely wonderful, dude. That will be crazy. In my opinion, it's S tier. How good is it? Overall, A tier, I would say, only my opinion. So yeah, here S tier mercenaries will go there. These ideas here, I haven't played with those. Like this one there, for example, like divine ideas, I didn't play with those, so I'm not gonna say anything about that. Court ideas, because I haven't played with the court ideas. Like these ideas here, I haven't played with them, so I will not say anything about them. However, so far, this is how my idea tier list looks like. Basically, if you want me to glaze your favorite ideas, you may, because most of them are strong. They are good. They are not bad, okay? These ideas are not bad. Most of them are good. That's why I feel like even the ideas that I spoke about that are bad, you may find them good because they work for your playthrough, for the way that you play. And that's the idea of the ideas. They are supposed to work well for you, not for me. So yeah, that's it. Please tell me what ideas you like to play with the most in EU4. I will really like to learn more about this game. I'm completely new to this game, and you know, maybe you have, if you are like a veteran of this game, you saw this video, so you know how a new player thinks about these ideas and everything like that. Like I said, I haven't tried these ideas here. I haven't tried them, like divine ideas. I haven't tried that. I just didn't try them, so I will have to try them, and only then I can say. But for now, for what I have used, for how my journey with this game looked, those are the ideas I like. This is my tier list, and yeah, that's it. Mercenary ideas are the GOAT. I'm gonna continue this agenda. I just love the mercenary ideas, and you know, that's it. Goodbye.